This is me. Last year I achieved 200 all on my main account Hey Boxjongen, locking in rank 19 overall and rank 1 of the Netherlands. With having achieved 200 million XP in every single skill, I needed a new challenge. So I made a Maxscape speedrun series where the goal is to max as fast as possible with in-game time. I theory crafted my own route with many obstacles to overcome. This is my grind to the fastest Maxscape. Previously on the Maxscape speedrun. Last week's episode was very quest heavy. We managed to complete 23 quests in the episode, did a little bit of skilling to get some future requirements for other quests, unlocked favor rings, and we ended the episode on Zaya about to start a favor grind. Having played 19 hours so far, got us 28 EHP, 928 total, and 55 total quests completed. A little disclaimer before we begin today's episode. I will be streaming on Twitch sometimes, when I have to do like long skilling grinds. So feel free to drop me a follow there and I will leave the link in the description. Also make sure to check out JCW, his videos. We are technically racing with this series to see who is the person who gets this done the fastest, with in-game time, not IRL time. So yeah, check him out, he also makes videos about this. I'll also leave his channel in the description below. I started with Hosidius favor and we had to plow some fields, which took way longer than I expected. I believe it's a like 1 in 3 chance for 0.2% favor to gain. I just don't understand, like, why does it have to be a chance for this to proc? Like it could also be 1% per side that you plow or something to make it less like RNG, because it took me a while to complete this. Luckily we only had to do this till 5% and after that we could move on to the compost. I took out 4 of each every time and then like took out 3 pairs of 4, so I could like do a 8-way switch easily to speed this process up a little bit. It only took me like 10 minutes to do this or something, not that bad. And I gained some farming. Once I was finished with the compost, I head over to Zaya again to trade in the compost to get 90% favor. That leaves 10% favor and I'm gonna do that with the quest, Depths of Despair. It's a pretty easy quest. Get some agility XP and we get a sand snake in Nightmare Zone for later on. With this quest I had to go to the Arceuus library to find a book or a note here. And it automatically like unlocks the library for the Arceuus favor, because the plugin is very overpowered and I found the thing right away, the book. So we can do Arceuus favor straight away after this. I made my way over to the snake, but actually didn't even like fall here once. I remember on my group Ironman I almost died here because I fell like a million times and I didn't have overheads. So I had like no food left for the snake. This time we do have overheads and I kill it in like 5 hits. Made my way over back to the quest star to finish it. And there we go. That is the quest done. And since we had the Arceuus library already like in place, all the books have been found by the plugin, I started straight away with this. It's actually really enjoyable for some reason to like find all the books and then just keep going between the 2 NPCs and hand them in every time. It's kind of satisfying. And I used the books on runecrafting to get some runecrafting XP, since magic is already basically 0 time. And also The bolt enchant spell is really nice for this because it doesn't interrupt your red action. It's very nice. Like I can press it here and then it doesn't interrupt my searching action. It is kind of annoying though when the NPCs give you like the same book back to back, so you have to track back all the way through the library, but yeah, that's RNG for you. I did this all the way to 90% favor once again, so I can finish the last 10% with the quest. Doing Ascent of Arceuus now, but the thing is with all these Zeia quests, like I have no idea what is going on, like story-wise. I'm just reading the quest helper and yeah, I have no idea what is going on in the story. Yeah, I brought a Fire Blast with a Tome of Fire, so we could one-shot all these tormented souls pretty quickly. Made my way over to Mount Kourend, and I'm trying to like zero time as many diary tasks as I can during this quest because it takes you like all over Zeia. Like on this mountain you have to mine an iron ore and it's otherwise a pretty far trek to just do it for the diary task, so I did it during the quest to save some time. And once again, God bless the quest helper for this. And that is the quest done. For some reason this quest gives Hunter XP. Like, okay, thank you, but weird. Or maybe it's because you had to search like the thing like herbivore in the bushes. Could be. Anyway, that is 100% Arceuus favor. On to the next one. Next up is Piscarilius. I already had 20% favor because I used the certificate from Blind of Kourend on Piscarilius, because that's the slowest one to get to 20. So we can start with the quest straight away. And I used my mains house to get there, but it turned out to be a very long walk still, so it's time for some bolt enchanting. Whoa, who would have thought? Another boring Zeia quest. But anyway, this is the Queen of Thieves done. And I made sure to browse the general store after the quest, because that's a easy diary. And I'm not doing the sandworms now for Piscarilius' favor, because a higher hunter level increases the chance of you getting actually one of the worms. So I did some bird runs while editing the video, like logging out at the birdhouse place, and then just logging in to do another run. And I'm only doing 3 birdhouses because that is more efficient than doing 4, because the 4th one is very far away. Actually forgot to teleport here, but luckily this nice young man called Hey Boxjonge is willing to give me a Ring of Dueling. So moving on. Made my way over to Shayzien to heal some soldiers for 5%, so I can kill Lizardmen afterwards. I'm gonna kill Lizardmen for the Xerx's Talisman drop, because that helps out with the rest of the quest, and you need it for the Heart Diary. Actually, I should have done this one first, now that I think of it, because it would have saved a little bit of time on the Hosidius quest, but yeah, what is done is already done. Okay, now that we're 5% favor, we can kill Lizardmen for favor and a chance on the Xerx's Talisman. It's actually not the best way to get favor, but if we also need a talisman, we can like zero time it. We have to get 30% favor for the organized crime, and so we have to probably go back to healing soldiers if we get lucky on the talisman. And I have my main setup here with heal other, so I hopefully do not die, but these things hit quite hard, so we'll see. Yeah, about not dying. Okay, I made it back here and I positioned my main a little bit closer to my speedrun account, because it made it a little bit easier to to see my HP on the main as well. And then I just looked around and wondering, like, did I already get the talisman or what's going on? Because I forgot to turn on the untradeable drops in the chat box. So yeah, me just wondering if I maybe already gotten it and looking around, actually got it. And yeah, it could have been disappearing like in 5 seconds for all I know. Now a small break from the Zeya favor madness. Doing our first farm run actually. Our teaks have finally grown, so gonna get some juicy XP right here. So yeah, that's like 8 or 9 levels in a matter of seconds. And of course some birdhouse action afterwards. Now everyone's favorite favor, the Lovakengj favor. I actually kinda enjoyed it because I could 1.5 take these silver things, and I needed around 500, I calculated, to get me up to the right amount of favor to finish it with the quest and the minecarts. And I already had the charcoal collected from earlier, so I have to just mine like 500 of these and make the dynamite afterwards. This is just really fun, like, I already can't wait for 1.5 tick peaks when doing this. And for those wondering how this actually works, because you try to fletch a stock here, and while moving you create a stall that allows you to get 2 skilling rolls for some reason. It's technically a bug, but that's why you see me get 50 XP drops sometimes. I'll explain this in further detail when I get around to 1.5 tick teaks. And I did stop mining iron around a certain XP, so I would get 45 mining exactly when I was right around done with this. So I could move on to granite later on and don't have to go back to iron to finish 45 mining. Now onto making dynamite. Pretty easy, I just withdraw 9 of each and have the charcoal in the bottom right to just like spam it. And same with the wool. I withdraw 12 and then another like dynamite thing, so it's at the bottom. And that is the favor pretty much done. The rest can be done with the quest and the minecarts. 21 hours on the timer now, so we are 2 hours into the Zeya favors. Did the Lovakengj quest, the Forsaken Tower. This one is actually a bit better. It has some puzzles and stuff, even though the quest helper kinda spoiled those, but yeah, quest done, 10% favor. And on the way we also get I got the minecart ticket, so we're gonna do that now. Or at least almost all of them, because there's one on the at the raids 1 place, and we need to go there with the Shayzien quest, so we're gonna like tie those in together. That is the majority of the minecarts done. They gave 5% favor each, so it's an easy favor for Lovakengj. Now gonna finish up Shayzien favor with healing some soldiers, since we didn't get enough favor from the lizardmen. And after that we're gonna do some organized crime. One more heal for 30% favor here. And after 30% we can do the quest for another 10%. That gets us to 40, which unlocks the tackling organized crime activity. And that is the quest done. That is the last one of the Zeya quest, so no more boring walking and spamming dialogue on Zeya. And did a little drive-by the gang. Also some innocent bystanders also got clapped in the form of a couple of dogs and a man. These gang meetings are like synchronized, so the other world also was a meeting going on at the same place. And I just set up my cannon, and apparently it was too slow, and just on the tick my cannon started firing, they disappeared. So yeah, rip. I have to find a new location. I found a new gang meeting. This one was in a tiny house, so my cannon wasn't that big of a help, but yeah, also managed to almost die because I ran out of prayer. But we killed the gang boss and that got us 100% favor. Now on to the last one, that is Piscarilius. Just finishing up the sand worms for the Hosidius favor, Piscarilius favor. And I used a hunter potion to boost my hunter level even further. I think that helped, I'm not too sure, but I like to think it helped. So 100% favor, but as you can see we have 90% favor in Hosidius, so something went wrong. And if you look to the left you can see a massive bot farm or gold farm for anglerfish. So at the bank I started searching for a certificate and Hosidius, but there was nothing in the bank, so I was like, uh-oh, what did I do? And it turned out that when finishing this quest my inventory was full because I still had the bank thing set to 4, so that's why I have 4 Ring of Welts and Duel Links, and the certificate got dropped on the floor because of that. So yeah, we have to go back and do some more compost making. So now we finally have 100% in all favors. So now it's time to do the Architectural Alliance quest for some agility XP. So yeah, that's a 10k XP lamp, which we're gonna use on agility. Gets us to 43 agi. The playtime as of right now is 22 hours and 7 minutes, so all of like Seiya favor took us a bit over 3 hours, which is, to be honest, not that bad. I would have thought it would have taken me way longer, and we're doing this because the hard diary requires all favors and it unlocks the Ash Sanctifier, which will save some time with prayer. That's why we stopped at 96 prayer in the first episode. Now we're gonna do some thieving to get to 42 or 40 thieving, so we can do some more quests to get us to 45 thieving, so we can start blackjacking. At first I was just alking and thieving, but I realized it was faster by one tick to run between the stalls, so I did that for the rest of the thieving here. And at 37k and 700 XP I calculated that I had enough XP to get to 45 if I did a certain amount of quests. So I'll see you back with some more quests. First up on the list is Fremennik Trials. This one gives a little bit of thieving XP and a bunch of XP in other skills, and I had a pretty tough time doing the boss fight in this quest, but with some epic one-tick flicking we managed to take him down, but it was a lot closer than I expected it to be. That is Fremennik Trials done, a bunch of levels, 29 fishing, 44 agi, 43 woodcutting. And again, this guy hitbox you by giving the Ring of Duel Links out for free. Then I did the beginning of the Myriarchy questline with the In Aid and In Search of the Myriarchy first, and then Darkness of Hellville, because that one gives 8k thieving or something like that. And our magic level is also getting up there with the Bolt Enchanting, currently up to 61 magic here. Darkness of Hellville done. Yeah, 45 agility now and 42 thieving. And that should be enough to do the feud quest and then go on to blackjacking straight away. And I put the quest rewards also on agility, so the more low level agi we can skip, the better. Wrapping up the feud quest now. And I think they had some plans to change this quest because it was like not good or something, but I don't know, maybe because I've done it so many times it just feels very like a normal quest to me, but apparently they want changes to this. But yeah, this quest is very good for thieving XP, of course. And it should get me right to 45 thieving. Yep. There we go. Time to blackjack. Oh, and we also passed 1k total and 1 day late on the account. Blackjacking was a bit of a disaster at the start. It was way harder than I remembered it was on low level thieving. Like, you failed the knockout so many times and I got in combat like every minute, and yeah, but after a while I started getting good at it again, and I had my main with heal Otter here, so I wasn't gonna run out of food. And we only had to do this for 4 levels, so it wasn't that bad, but it was a bit rough at the start. But we managed to get 49. And 49 thieving is needed for artifacts that we'll be doing later on, but thieving is done for a long while now. Now I'm doing Porcine of Interest. This quest is not really needed, but it gives 1k Slayer XP. That puts me up to 28 Slayer, I believe. And we're gonna need our Slayer level soon, because I wanna kill some things. So that makes boosting a little bit easier if I have 1 higher Slayer level. And it also gives 30 Slayer points, which can come in quite handy if I get a like a Revenant task on my first Wilderness Slayer task, so I can just skip that straight away. And I made myself some metal tea, so I can do the Skippy and the Mogres mini quest, because you already probably would have guessed it, that we are gonna kill some Mogres soon for flippers. And of course I forgot to buy the fishing explosives from Spria right after the quest. I had it in my spreadsheet, like with exclamation marks and everything, buy the fishing explosive, but I forgot it anyway, so about 200. Hopefully we don't need them all. I'd like to go lucky on these, but you never know what RNG has is in store for me. Okay, setting up my cannon here at Mogres and boosting my Slayer level, because I forgot it. Alright, first kill. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Let's get it. Let's see what the first kill is. Alright, let's skip ahead. That's just great. And I did turn on the collection log notification, so I wouldn't miss the flippers for some reason. And well, the collection log thing looks kind of nice, so I did turn that on. Just to get pranked by it. By a longbone. I was already going dry at this point, so I was not happy. Luckily you can kill these quite fast, so getting my kill count up didn't take that long. And my range level also went up quite a bit, so now I can use the XP reward from Shadow of the Storm on attack instead of range, because I thought I needed to use it on range to get to 25 for Underground Pass, but now my range is already way higher than that, so I can just use it on attack to save some time training in combat. And finally we got flippers after 142 kills, so a bit over the drop rate. More than 2 times, unfortunately, but yeah, it is what it is. And we got 6 Mogre heads in the process. And a longbone, of course. Can't forget about my boy Longbone. Only lost about 15 minutes of time here, so it isn't too bad, but RNG once again not my best friend. I can hear you thinking, oh, he got flippers now, it's time to do some driftnet. Well, no. First we do some quests. For fishing XP, this time. Because it's always better to do the quest that gives XP like at low level, because the XP rate is lower then. So this gives 5k fishing. And it also gives the ability to actually cook around ones, not just the poison ones, so we Gonna need that later on, probably for cooking. And I also did the Pirate Pete Recipe for Disaster subquest, because that gives the diving apparatus and the fishbowl helmet, and we need that for Driftnet, of course. And that is Pirate Pete done. One more quest after this, that's the Eagle's Peak done, to get us to 44 Hunter. That's the requirement for Driftnet. There we go, nice pufferfish. The bar crawl mini quest, so we get our files broken during Driftnet, so we can have more space for the nets. Now we can finally move on to the last requirement we need for Driftnet, and that is 47 fishing, and we're gonna do that at fly fishing at Barbarian Village. I brought some mithril darts with me to fletch during tree picking here. Hopefully that gets me up to 62 fletching, because I think I need that for a quest somewhere. There we go, 47 fishing, the final requirement for Driftnet. So let's make our way over there. Also managed to pick up 62 fleshing during fishing. On our way to Driftnet we saw that the teaks were ready, so did a little farm run. And I will be doing teaks and mahoganies probably to level 60 or maybe 68 even, and then continue with normal farm runs. But the first levels are quite good to do with hardwood trees. So I finally managed to arrive at Driftnet. At first it was a kind of a problem with the weight, since I don't have graceful. And when I withdraw the nets, I would go stand on the bottom because I was too heavy. So I picked up Boots of Lightness and the cape. I ended up banking the cape later, but the Boots of Lightness proved to be kind of useful at the start. I did figure out how to negate the weight thing entirely, but I will explain that later. I'm setting up the tile markers right now here. Trying to do this off memory, so it's gonna take a little bit longer than I wanted, but there we go. Alright, that marks the end of the episode. We're gonna start next week's episode. Well, not next week probably. It's gonna take me maybe a little longer to get the next episode out because Raids 3 is also releasing and I do wanna play that a little bit. So yeah, I'm not sure how long it will be to the next episode, but I'm gonna try my best to get it out as soon as possible for you guys. And I'm gonna explain all of DriftNet in the next video, but I'm gonna say now that this method is so overpowered for low level that I think it should be nerfed, to be honest. It is crazy overpowered. And for the end stats of the episode, we have played 1 day and 5 hours so far, and we finally unlocked DriftNet. And DriftNet's gonna be a pretty long grind, so the hours will definitely go up after this in the next episode. And we managed to get 28 HP so far, so that's basically 1-to-1, a little bit under because of the Zea favors that took a little bit of time, that didn't really get us any XP or EHP. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next episode, and take care.